Hello everyone and welcome back to another Football Nerd video. And this past Thursday, the now Los Angeles Chargers, which I covered their move from San Diego to Los Angeles just a couple of days ago on Friday, in case you are very confused about what I'm talking about and referring to the Chargers as the LA Chargers instead of the San Diego Chargers. So, so the Bill, or not the Bills, but the Chargers hired An- Anthony Lynn as their head coach. Now, Anthony Lynn has coached some of the greatest, or not some of the greatest, but some pretty good running backs throughout his tenure as running backs coach, and then back in September, I made a video about the Buffalo Bills firing their offensive coordinator, Greg Roman, and then promoting Anthony Lynn to the offensive coordinator job from running backs coach. So he was the offensive coordinator and then interim coach for the last game of the regular season after the Bills' former head coach, Rex Ryan, was fired. So I think Dean Spanos, the Chargers owner, just this. Oh my gosh. Thursday just had a lot to do with him. And he just, I guess, likes offensive guys because the Chargers have not had a defensive guy since Marty Schottenheimer as their head coach more than a decade ago, as they've gone through a couple of offensive guys already. And I personally like the hiring of Anthony Lynn based on the fact that his offense is a ground and pound offense. Just wear down a defense. And although Melvin Gordon's not really regarded as a power back, that is still a good running back that Lynn can use in his offense. And that San Diego can really hang their hat on and hope that he has a great 2017 season. And of course, the Chargers have Danny Woodhead, although he was injured most of last season, which, like, half of the Chargers team was injured last year, as the injury bug hit them and hit them hard and hit them early. Just hit them early and hit them hard like no other. Like, within, like, the first 2 or 3 weeks, there were quite a few people injured for the year. Which, I think for Anthony Lynn's offense to work, I think that Lynn and the Chargers need to add another good offensive lineman. Sorry about that. Lynn and the Chargers need to add another good lineman in free agency to really help out Melvin Gordon and give Phillip Rivers some time. I mean, they have good two tackles. They have two good tackles, and I would say that they would need a guard and a center and, I don't know, maybe another wide receiver too. And some help on defense. Not on the defensive line, though. Joey Bosa's. Oh, Joey Bosa had a great rookie season from Ohio State, which that was a good selection for the Chargers this past draft. But they will have to get at the linebacker position and get in the corners and safeties. Because although they have a good corner, Brandon Flowers, a lot of teams have good wide receivers. Like, the Denver Broncos have Emmanuel Sanders, and they have Demaryius Thomas. Excuse me. The now, as of January 15th, 2017, Oakland Raiders. I don't know if they're going to move to LA this offseason or the next one after that, but for now they're the Oakland Raiders, and they have Michael Crabtree and Amari Cooper, two good wide receivers. And then the Chiefs have a couple of good receiving targets in Travis Kelce. They have a few in tight end Travis Kelce, and then they have two good wide receivers. They have Travis Kelce is a good tight end, and then they have Jeremy Maclin, and then they have Tyreek Hill. So they have two good wide receivers. So just about everyone in the division has two good wide receivers, except the Chargers, unfortunately for them. And what's rather unfortunate for them is that they don't have two good stud corners that can match up against two good wide receivers. And I don't know, just add some and I don't know, Chargers, if you think you have two good corners and a good offensive line, then just add depth. Add depth in case the injury bug hits again. I mean, they're good at running back. They have Danny Woodhead and Melvin Gordon. And they have good pass rushers, or at least on the bookends. But adding depth, and I do not know who Lynn has as his defensive coordinator. He is looking at former Jacksonville Jaguars head coach Gus Bradley. And Gus Bradley has been getting a lot of attention this offseason for defensive coordinator vacancies, and rightfully so. Gus Bradley helped build and shape the Seattle Seahawks defense that you see today. You know, the Legion of Boom? Yeah, he helped start that. That started in 2012, but it took off in 2013. But my point is that it started while Gus Bradley was the defensive coordinator, and I think Bradley as a defensive coordinator can really help out Lynn a lot in trying to figure out schemes to try to cover the Denver Broncos receivers, the Oakland Raiders receivers, and the Kansas City Chiefs wide receivers. Just two great wide receivers, just all around for those three teams. And hopefully Lynn can change the culture of the now LA Chargers. Once again, they are going to be the LA Chargers, as I've covered a couple of days ago. So I'm not going to talk a whole lot about that. But Chargers fans, first off, Chargers fans, what do you think about the move to LA? I know that at least half the fan base is upset about that. So I guess I'll get a mixed response there, but hey, why not try it out? And what do you think of your new head coach, Anthony Lynn? I think that's a great hiring there. But there's just a couple of things that, it doesn't seem like it makes as much sense to me as the other hires. Sean McDermott to Buffalo, just as I covered yesterday, McDermott is a defensive mind. He was the Panthers defensive coordinator, and he can really help discipline the players. Doug Marrone makes sense in Jacksonville because while he was the interim coach for the Jaguars the last two games of the season, Blake Bortles played his best football of the season. And Vance Joseph to the Denver Broncos makes sense because he's a defensive mind, and you want to continue what you've got on that side of the ball. And that Joseph can really help out that defense, which Vance Joseph and Anthony Lynn just don't make as much sense as you'd think, but Vance Joseph makes more sense than Anthony Lynn to the Chargers than Vance Joseph does to the Broncos. But yes, guys, I will cover Sean McVay to the LA Rams, and I mean, Sean McVay makes more sense than Anthony Lynn as to be the head coach of their team. And I'm not saying that the Chargers made a mistake. I'm just saying that it's kind of like, I guess you got caught up in the wash in moving to LA? I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of them, but yes, I guess, I guess that will do it for this James Talks About the NFL. And until the next James Talks About the NFL, which will be tomorrow, I will see you all later. Goodbye, guys. Thank you all for watching, and as always, go Panthers. Oh, and as always, go Panthers.